Hey YouTube family, this is Courtney. I'm back again with another quick video that I want to share with you all. It's very brief, but it's very important, and it's about setting boundaries. In this day and time, it's very important that we do set boundaries in our life. It's not only to keep things that we love and adore and that are positive and that it's helping us in, such as our people, places, careers, jobs, environment, atmosphere. We need to keep those things in, but it's also imperative that we set boundaries so that we can keep those toxic people, places, thoughts, and things out of our world. Your personal environment, your space, your mind, your body, and your soul. See, what we have to remember is that, you are the CEO of your life. God has endowed you with wisdom, knowledge, power, authority to block those things that mean you no good. So it's very imperative that, we make honest, self-improving, executive decisions for and about our lives. You only get one shot at this. And it's very important that we take it upon ourselves to strive daily to make it an effort to set these boundaries so that we can have the best life possible within our control. So don't ever feel that, you're not worthy enough to have the best. Don't ever feel that you are not equipped to put these necessary boundaries in place, because you are. On my self-love journey that I am on, I had to realize quickly that if I want a true, authentic, pure happiness, serenity, and peace, even in the midst of a storm, I had to learn how to draw the line in the sand. I had to learn how to take control, to put my foot down and utilize a spirit of discernment that God has given me to help me decipher what stays, what goes, and who or what can never enter my life again, simply because it means me no good. It's not here to help me. It's only here to harm me. And that could be anything, whether it's people, place, something that I may be doing, a habit that I need to break. I need to set boundaries in my life in order to have the best life in my power that I can create. So very briefly, I just want to share with you all some things, some steps that I follow then and even now as my life is evolving, to follow, to help me to set these boundaries and put these boundaries in place. So number one, the first thing that I had to do, and I hate doing this because every time I do it, something or someone has to go. It's a given. I have to put it down. I have to stop doing it. I have to stop going here, visiting this or whatever. Even it can be a person, a place I'm going, a thought, a habit, a hobby. I had to take time to sit down, pen, paper again. Something magical about putting pen to paper, and I had to reevaluate actually my life. I had to take inventory of what is going on in my life. And that's in my career, with my family, my personal life, my spiritual, and even my physical life. Excuse me. See, I had to see what is not working, for me. You have to do the same thing. You have to take time to just really sit down, put pen to paper, write down what is going on in your life, an area of your life. And then you have to start asking yourself some questions. You have to ask yourself, and which is what I do, and what I do almost every other day, is to ask yourself, how can you change it? If it's a relationship, is this relationship bringing more hurt to me in my life than happiness? Then it's kind of like, well, why are you still there? Why are you still staying? So, and that can be a relationship with a significant other. That can be a relationship with a friend. That can be a relationship in a business partner. Any type of relationship, you have to ask yourself, is it beneficial for me? Is this particular relationship bringing me more hurt than happiness? And then if it is, why are you still staying? If you see, in another thing, with your career, if you see that this career is at a dead end, you're not going to go anywhere, you're not feeling fulfilled, then why are you staying? Those are questions when you reevaluate your life. You have to ask yourself that so that you can place proper boundaries, set proper boundaries in your life so that you can have the best life possible that you can create. You have to, and when it comes to career, and just a little side note, it doesn't matter if you leave one job and go to another. If it's not your true purpose, if it's not your calling, you will never feel fulfilled. You will always feel a sense of just inadequacy because you're not fulfilling your life purpose, your journey. Even when it comes to family, who is it in my family that is hurting me and bringing me drama? Spiritual, what do I feel, or why do I feel so empty and uneasy? What am I feeding my spirit? Sometimes you have to ask yourself that when you evaluate yourself. For me, I had to ask myself, am I watching too much TV, which tell lies to our vision? So, is it not enough of the words and not necessary from a biblical standpoint? Is it not enough a positive word in your life? Is it not enough, uplifting words, in your life? Am I looking for outside things to complete me when only we know that God can? So you have to take inventory. That's the first thing you need to do, is to take inventory of your life in every area of your life. Take inventory and write them down, the negative aspects of it. Ask yourself questions. So that's the first thing you need to do, is to see where you need to curve these boundaries, what stays, what goes. It's kind of like spring cleaning. You have all your clothes there. There's some things that you need to get rid of. You're still holding on to. You need to do away with it, and you don't want to, but you need to part ways because it's no longer serving you any purpose. And so the second thing I had to do was I had to pray, because it's hard when you have to sit down and reevaluate your life because we're in a comfortable position. So I had to pray, and I had to ask God to endow me with the strength to let go of what was, so I can embrace what is to come. Me holding on to these old people that serve me no purpose, this old job, this old career, this old habit, this old way of thinking was taking up space. And I was in the way of not letting God give me what I was solely supposed to have, that is going to serve me some purpose, because I was still holding on to something that I should have let go a long time ago. So once you reevaluate your life and you decipher what's good or what's not, some of those things are going to be hard to let go of. So you need to ask God to endow you so that you can get rid of those things and embrace what will be. See, oftentimes, like I said, we hold on to stuff and people because it's safe. And I'm guilty of it. It's safe to hold on to what's familiar and comfortable. So yes, I know, it's kind of like you sit there, you're thinking, goodness, I know, he cheated or she cheated, or they don't treat me right, but, we try to rationalize the reason why we still hold on to it. But he or she makes me feel a certain way, or he helps me with the kids and he pays the bills. Or when it comes to this dead end job that is not going anywhere, but you're saying, I know it's not what I want, but it pays the bills, which is true, because you do have to work to pay the bills. But just know that if it's not your sole purpose, your sole calling, you're going to still be miserable. So instead of jumping from one miserable job to another miserable job just to pay a bill, I would say that it would be smart to just really, just in your prayer, ask God to reveal to you your true purpose, your true calling, so that you can not even look at it as a job. And one thing you have to realize when it comes to your purpose is that your purpose will make provision for you. It will provide any and everything that you need to sustain in this life. So, and that's another thing you want to do, when you do pray, ask him to show you these things. And I know, no, like another thing I had to do was ask myself, it's like, certain things I was listening to, is this going here to pollute? Am I listening to these things that's polluting my spirit? Again, I had to ask God, I really do like this type of music. I like this environment, but if it's not serving me any good, I have to let it go. And because, like I said, we get so complacent with being comfortable and what's familiar, we don't want to let it go. But in the underlying aspect of it, it's hurting us, it's harming us. So in the prayer, we need to ask God to let go of these things. And a lot of times when we cling to stuff, and more so people that we know are not any good for us, and yet we still want to stay, there's some type of ungodly soul tie that we have connected ourselves to, that we feel that is serving us purpose, and it really isn't, because when we really be real with ourselves, it is hurting us more than it is helping us. So in order to get that detachment, the second thing that I had to do is, after I did my inventory, I'm like, okay, God, here's what it is. These are some of the things I know I need to let go. I can't let go. So I need to pray and ask you to help me let it go. And then once I've prayed, believing my prayer, and I know that He's going to come through for me, and that leads me to my third thing, is that I had to begin to take action. And in my prayer, what I realized is that He didn't give me anything. All I had to do was acknowledge what was already there. Once I realized and tapped into the power that God has given me, I began to take action. And it became a no-brainer, meaning I learned the gift of goodbye. I learned to say goodbye to those things that serve me no good. Goodbye to people, goodbye to friendships, goodbye to relationships that serve me no good. I also learned how to stop being a people pleaser and saying yes to everything, and I exercise my right to say no. I know I can't do this. I can't go here. I won't be able to, stretch my neck out this time. I learned how to say no, and that's just setting boundaries, because I've noticed by just saying yes to everything, it was burning me out, and I wasn't getting nothing in return. So, me having the gift of goodbye, and goodbye works two ways. Goodbye can be that they left you or you left them. Either way, if it's not in your life, it's okay. Trust me, because whatever leaves, you need to let it go, especially when it comes to relationships, or when it comes to people in your life. If they choose, and they have a choice, they don't have to stay. If they choose to walk away, by all means, let it go. You don't want to hurt yourself, and you definitely don't want someone in your life that is not supposed to be. Because like I said, holding on to something that's familiar and comfortable just because you have history together is not always the best thing. If they want to leave, let them leave, because trust and believe me, what God has for you is for you. Can a devil in hell take it away from you? And it won't walk away. So that right there alone should make you excited and want to shout. So if they want to leave, by all means leave. He has something greater for you. So and the fact that you are, trying to become the best version of yourself, obviously they're not going to be able to go to where you need to go anyway. So it's okay. Give the goodbye work both ways. So having the gift of goodbye, saying a no, refusing to just settle, exercise that right of saying good no, saying no, and refuse to not settle for less, and not allowing the pressure of people to persuade you to go where you know you're not supposed to go. So just take actions and just say, no, I'm not going to be able to go, or I'll get up with you guys later, or, to protect yourself, because some places that we used to go when we were younger, now that we're trying to evolve into a better version of ourselves, our soul just can't dwell there. It's the energy is not right. The atmosphere is not right. It's conducive to your health. It's not healthy. It's not healthy mentally, spiritually, or emotionally. For an example, I remember when I used to go to the clubs. I was never a club person, but going to a club, and it's just like, that atmosphere, like to even walk into that type of, now social lounge is different, I'll do that, but a actual club, it's like I can't see myself in that atmosphere, and it's just my personal thing. It doesn't resonate with me. It doesn't sit right with me. That energy, that vibration is just off for me. So I can't dwell there. Like my soul won't let me. I don't feel comfortable there. So I don't go. And if I get invited there, it's kind of like, oh, I don't have a problem with saying no, but hey, if y'all going out to eat afterwards, I meet up with y'all, blah, blah, blah. So again, those are the three things that I have taken on my self-love journey to set boundaries. Is it's hard to just actually do it. You need a plan. And by taking inventory of your life, is the first one, because you need to know what needs to stay. Kind of like I said, that spring cleaning, what needs to stay and what needs to go. Once you decipher what is on your own, and deep down inside, if you're honest with yourself, you know that you're probably holding on to something or someone that needs to go. You know, just be honest, and then in prayer ask God to help you to cut that thing at the root so that you can get it out of your life. Because see, some of the things that we're holding on to, God wants us to get rid of it, and we have the power within to do it. With, like I said, a walk away from it. It's just that we don't want to, because we're fearful, or either it's comfortable. We have history together, we got kids together, we did this together. But if it's not for you, it's not for you, sweetheart. And you have to love yourself enough to know that I can't settle anymore. You know, life is too short, and I want the best life that I can possibly create for for myself. So boundaries are good and they are necessary. You should love yourself enough to know that you deserve the best in every area of your life. You deserve the best, whether it's mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially. You deserve the best. You know, you were created by the best. You know, your creator created you to do good things, to be your best. So that's why it's very important that you set these boundaries, because some things cannot dwell in your world. And some things that we have in our world have to get out so that our world will not be polluted, and it can be the healthy, happy, complete world that we have, even in the midst of storms, because they are going to come. There's no such thing as perfect anything. When I use that word perfect, it's more so of just having that sense of self-love, sense of self-worth, and knowing who you are, and knowing that no matter what, you can overcome these things. That to me is perfection, not the actual sense of perfect, because life is going to happen. Life is not scripted. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But if we know that we have the strength of our own, the strength that God has given us, the power that we have, we can set these boundaries so that we can take charge of what goes on in our life. We don't have to be a doormat. He did not design us to be a doormat. So you know, you're more than that. And as far as a relationship goes, you're no one's doormat. You no one's doormat. No one needs to walk over you. Practice the gift of goodbye. Practice the gift of no. Even, you know, you can rationalize it, you know, if it's something that you still want to somewhat entertain, but know that you can't fully indulge in it because of you, until you get there, to just simply be like, I can't do it. You know, there's levels to these things. And, you know, it's very important that we take responsibility for what we allow in our space. You know, if we also lack less than negativity in our lives, it'll show up if we allow that. If we allow these negative things to continue to dwell in our life, it's going to show up, and vice versa. So choose positive things. You know, choose things that are productive, that are helpful to you, instead of choosing these things that you know are making you cry, making you weep, making you upset, making you depressed. Get it out of your life. It's simple. It's simple, but it isn't. Over time, I promise you, it will become simple. You know, you have to choose wisely and know that you are special. So set these boundaries, and to keep negativity and death out is what we're wanting to do with these boundaries. And on the flip side of that, which is the positive part of it, and the part that I like, is that it allows for positivity and life to exist. And by getting rid of those negative things, it's also allowing those positive things that God and the universe has designed for you to have to come. But if it's cluttered, it can't dwell there. So get rid of it. Set those boundaries. Don't allow people to take advantage of you. Love yourself enough to know that you love the best. Love yourself enough to know that you deserve the best. And I will hope that this video was helpful for you. Like I said, I'm on a self-love journey, and I just want to share with you all some of the things that I experienced, and I've actually personally going through, that I learned how to do for myself. So I hope this video helped. And remember that you are perfect, even in your imperfections. I love you. God love you. Self-love. Peace.